There. You go there. It's just your mom. So far. Are you gonna start?
Here we are with another Friday Night Live Zoom, April 2nd, 2021. And it was another beautiful day. A little cool, but beautiful. Let me see here. See if anybody's coming on. It's Good Friday for the Christians celebrating it. We're back in lockdown here in the whole province of Ontario. So I hope everybody's gathered with their family and so on and so forth. And what do we call it? Just say no to the tyranny. So floor's all yours.
Oh.
You.
Is it? Can you memorize maybe anything? So.
Is do I have the right meeting?
Do you have the right what?
I think so. Let me just double check.
Do you want to restart it?
No. It's not working here. Why?
Yeah, 7 views.
Oh, okay. How's everybody doing? You living it, loving it, or are we eating?
It's part of living and loving. For some.
I guess we'll shut her down if nobody's.
Yeah, for
Wait a couple minutes. This is group support lives that we've been doing for 6 years almost. Coming on to 6 years soon. And especially in the world today with so much stuff going on, we really need to support each other and embrace the transformation that's happening on the planet. There's much happening in the realms of the fields. That's where everything happens. Everything starts from the fields. The physicality, hello Paula, the physicality is a very temporary experience for souls that choose to materialize here, which we are all part of. And we make the best of it. But we've all come here. We've all chosen to come here for whatever reason, for whatever lessons. And it's a beautiful place, this realm of the planet Earth. There's beauty in every aspect of creation, in all of nature, all of the throughout all the universes. There's beauty everywhere. Hello, Steve. So,
Hey, Gino. Hey, Ron.
Look to these with an eye of awe, or we can look through them with our ego and believe we can do better. And I haven't seen anything come close to Creator. You just look at a blade of grass, and we've shown an amplification. I've posted it a while ago of a blade of grass amplified, and inside the blade of grass, you can see happy faces when it's amplified in a microscope. Pretty interesting. If you do a search, maybe we'll find it in the group. I think I posted it a few times. Grasses are covering a vast part of the land masses on this planet. And there's over like 9,000 varieties, if I recall. There's a lot of varieties of grass. And grass was something that I've used in my life for many, many years, growing wheatgrass, barley grass, and juicing it and drinking that. Greens are very soothing and healing and nurturing, but they don't have any stripping power. They do up to a certain degree, up to the level of obstructiveness that they are, but they are very soothing and very healing. If anybody's read the Anastasia books, she even goes into the wonders and the healing properties of grasses, wild grasses. If you get cut and you're out in the wild, just get some grass. Most grasses are safe, from my understanding. You know, especially the ones we recognize, the long ones that are the long grasses that are the dogs go and chew and the cats go and chew. If you see an animal chewing a certain type of grass, you know it's safe. They don't make mistakes through their instincts, I guess you can call it, to their programming. They're right on. The only time they make mistakes is when we as humans handle them, domesticate them, or house them, and feed them, and corrupt them through chemicals and cooked food and so on and so forth. Beauty is in us, all around us. We are all connected together in love. Absolutely, Paula. Hello, Lisa. How you doing? So,
Hi.
Oh, I didn't turn my volume on. One sec here. That's why. There we go.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Hi.
What's happening?
Oh, there's so much. There's so much going on here. We got a little bit of a cold spell tonight, so I just covered up my 2 baby tropical trees with pillowcases. And I've been working really hard outside, laying lots of mulch, trying to restore the soil, and it's been a full year that we've been here now, so
Ready?
yeah,
Wow.
I'm taking in all the learning experiences.
Yeah,
Looking at go ahead.
restoration of the soil is an ongoing thing. It's just
Yeah.
thing is working with our physicality. We're always looking to move towards balance. That's the key. It's not
Yeah.
something that it's ever achieved. It's always in motion. It's a journey. Same thing
Yeah.
for the earth, for the soil, for everything, for the animal kingdom, and so we just continuously work on it, and that's the way it is. Because every time you plant, you're taking from and you're adding things and so on and so forth. So there's always interchanges happening with the interactions of plants and humans and animals.
Yeah, and it's interesting how you can watch these things not be in balance, and watch people take away all of their natural mulch, all of the nutrients for their soil. They look at it as, oh, I don't want those leaves or those branches there, but those are important.
Right.
Yeah, and if you take those away,
Yeah, did you ever see that documentary kind of film from that grower? What was it called? Back to Eden, I think, where
oh yeah.
he used the mulch, the ground up wood chips.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you seen that?
I think so.
I think it's called Back to Eden. It's wonderful. This guy was he used a lot of biblical references and how he came to the conclusion of what he needed to do for the soil. But basically, it's everything that nature does. It's simple.
Yeah.
Follow
Yeah.
nature. And
So
he has beautiful plants, fruit and trees and so on. Beautiful, just awesome stuff. Amazing.
it really takes a lot more work than I thought it did too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a bit of work.
Yeah. And I guess because there's other things that I do also, it's not just that. But I also there's a lot of plant deaths that have occurred. So trees that didn't make it, um, trees or other plants that didn't do well in one spot, and so then I dig them up and I move them to another spot. Um, some interesting experiments with keeping the weeds or the grass away have happened. I just started using the cardboard method where you put down the cardboard and then you put the mulch on top
Mhm.
to kill the grass.
Right.
And that's actually going pretty well. So I'm gonna keep doing that across the whole yard as I get to it. And a really cool thing to see too is to see the volunteers coming up. So my hard work from last year has resulted in some beautiful new native plants volunteering up around the yard as well. And those are really, really special because you feel like you did something right and they're happy. They're coming up. Um, and
Florida is very sandy, right?
Yep.
yeah, especially when you take the trees out of it.
But I'm just saying, like the sand is
Oh
there's not
yeah.
much in sand. There's plants that will thrive in sand, like coconuts and aloe, stuff like there's many plants that will, but
Yeah, and there's several different microclimates around here as well. And we've done some foraging classes here, which have been very interesting. And so earlier this week, I was out at the beach, and you get to see some plants that you even find inland still being able to grow out at the beach in the dryness, but native beautiful plants and flowers. And then when you come inland a bit, you still have in the untouched habitats, you have a beautiful canopy of old trees. And if you look at the soil under there, that soil is amazing because the humans haven't gotten to it. But when you get to a neighborhood where I don't know, a mile or so from the coast, you see the degradation in my yard and another couple of neighbors right by me where the trees were removed. And so it's imbalance. And so then it's gone to just, yeah, pure sand. But it's very fascinating because a year later, in some of the spots that I mulched in and put in plants, it's really coming back. And so I can get down on myself about it. Oh, why is there not more growing? But it really is something. And I
what
do want
kind
to help. I'm
what kind of
sorry.
mulch do you use?
We use it's wood mulch, but it also comes with leaves and it's free from the city.
Is it fresh or is it fermented?
I believe it's cooked.
Cooked. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if
And
it's fresh, you're gonna have you have people have done that and you have problems like myself. It
oh
needs to
yeah.
be yeah, it needs to be either cooked or just left for a few years until it starts breaking down, and then it comes beautiful.
Yeah, some of it even that I got the other day was broken down already into soil even. It was
Right.
really great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um and I also collected a bunch of leaves from the neighbors too, giving away their free mulch. So
Yeah.
I've been given the suggestion to keep it in bags through the summer so that we have stuff to compost with still when there's not much brown material around. So I'm keeping those. I've got one small compost tumbler. It's actually not small considering, but it's not enough when you consider how much matter you need, nutritional matter for the plants. So have that. I'm learning about that. It's sort of like an art, getting your compost going. And I have yeah, there's some overwatering that happened, underwatering. 2 tropical trees didn't make it through the winter. So but the tree prices here have doubled and the size of the trees has shrunk by a half. So what I could buy a year ago, I would have to pay double, if not more, for right now. Everything is so picked over. This guy that I bought stuff from, even just a few months ago, he has a $200 minimum, and because he can't keep stuff in stock. You can't come and pick up unless you spend at least 200.
Wow.
And the trees that are being sold in this normal size buckets they used to be are half the size or less. And I went to go look for a starfruit tree at a nearby nursery, and I've been stopping in every time they say to me 1 week, no 2 weeks, no this. So I went in and the guy in front of me said, "Hey, are you going to tell me it's another 2 weeks? You told me that last time." And they said, "Oh, sir, we'll take your number down and we'll call you when we get it." So whatever it is. So it's crazy demand, crazy.
I wonder why. Is it?
Yeah.
Florida is wide open now, isn't it?
Yeah, I heard that. Well, I mean, there's people being accosted, attacked if they're not wearing a mask here. But I still haven't. I mean, that hasn't happened to me. So I mean, just most people go along with it. That's just the sad part.
Yeah.
But I heard today that there's 1,000 people moving into the state per day.
1,000.
I don't know if that's right. I just read that somewhere today. But people are buying property here sight unseen.
Wow.
If you want to find a place, you have to just put an offer in as soon as it comes on the market, and then just lose your I don't know, whatever that money is you put down, your escrow. Yeah,
That's happening everywhere.
yeah,
Yeah.
not up there.
There's no place for anybody to put their money that they consider a safe haven. They still think real estate's safe.
That's it. People have money.
You had a house up in Toronto, I just was reading a couple of days ago. They listed it for 1.198. They had 17 or 18 offers, and it went $612,000 over the asking price.
Yep.
Wow.
Here. It's crazy times.
Because they think it's a safe haven. They have no place to park their freaking money.
That's
They
it.
think real estate is safe.
That's why the real estate is going like this, because people they want to spend their money.
Yeah, well,
They have saved. Many people have money saved.
they don't want to give it to the government in taxes.
Yeah, land is physical, right?
Yeah, there's I started looking around at other properties now too, because I'm gonna try to come up with a plan for some people and try to get some investors involved too. People who are like-minded and want to have a place where themselves and their kids can grow up and farm and develop their own supply chains. And yeah, there's not much available at all. It's really something. And then you have to find the right zoning too, because if you want to put multiple homes on a property, you got to make sure you can.
Mhm. Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah, in my yard, it's really beautiful because there's so many butterflies here and so many bees, and it's a joy to sit out there. And today I brought a beach chair outside and just sat down in my front yard. Enjoyed it.
yeah, we're back in full lockdown over here.
Wow.
Another 30 days.
So what
France
is that?
France locked down too the other day.
Where is?
France went back into full lockdown the other day.
Yeah.
Paris?
The whole country.
Oh. So what does that look like? Does that mean you can't leave your house?
We're not in what do they call that?
Yeah, it's like before. It's just stores are closed, and it's like you're
No,
gonna have lineups.
yeah, we don't have curfew, but they only want people going out for food and emergency
Essential.
essentials.
Wow. What they have here is lots of vaccination sites, and
They're everywhere.
yeah, they have it there. Yeah,
Lineups.
yeah, lots of FEMA set up around the place. I went to
Crazy.
a sign holding demonstration, and we had a few cars turn around because of us, but the willingness and the fervor with which these people were entering was mind-blowing and eye-opening. So yeah, I've been involved here for a bit, but I kind of question what I'm gonna do going forward at this point. Mostly I'm looking to build community with like-minded people.
Good plan.
Well, the weather's been amazing. We were on the beach on Tuesday. It's just surreal. Thousands of other people were on the beach with me.
Awesome.
They all had spring break, so
Spring breaks in April.
yeah. Heck, I really don't keep up with it. I just found out when I was out at the beach and there was people there. So yeah, I started a homeschool group, and it's almost 300 people on the online group right now.
Wow.
And yeah, it's taken off, and I just keep planning things that I want to do. So we're outdoors 3 to 5 days a week right now.
Yeah, that's why would you want to put your children in school and muzzle them?
Oh, it's awful.
That's child abuse.
Yeah, we've been able to help a lot of people get out of that and feel good about it.
Very good. What are you doing now, Lisa? Are you
Yeah.
on a certain level? Or are you eating?
Yeah, I've been working on my levels. I'm fasting today. I'm shortening the time that I'm not fasting right now. I'm on the phone. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I stay on for about 3 to 4 days. And then I intend to spend 2 days off. And then that turns into something longer. But I've been shortening that longer up. So I think I was off for 4 or 5 days. Back on. And I have a lot of challenges, the physical and the emotional. And I was listening to somebody whose streams I really enjoy, and he's somebody who's a homesteader, and he eats a lot of raw meat and eggs and butter he gets from his own cow and stuff. And I don't listen to him for nutritional content or anything like that, but I found it interesting that he was talking about going on all green juices for a few days to help his body. He's got some ailments now that he's getting older. And he talked about this euphoric energy that he found after he'd gotten past some of the cravings, been on it for a few days. And another thing he brought up was that he was going through a lot of emotions, and he was feeling very nervous and worried about his animals and being attacked or something. And it was a bit irrational. And I couldn't help but think about how I've gone through similar, where I've had such a heightened emotional state the longer I live the lifestyle, and I know what I get from what I'm eating. And I find it very confusing, challenging, and bewildering to try to cope with the current events around us, issues within our own family, and then all the things that we include in our lives, that we think should be there, that we want to work on, but maybe it's not the best for us because maybe we weren't supposed to have so much on our plates. So I've been meditating once a day or twice a day. I'm trying to keep with the twice a day, because I find that if I don't do it, things are much harder. And I've used eating and some other things to sort of stay at this level, and there is some outside influence of other people that I'm around, so whether it be my kids or other adults who I'm in contact with, where oh, let's do this over food, or let's go do this with a glass of wine, or let's and some of it is very relaxing, and I went into certain habits where I would address things I needed to take care of, but using these other things, and I've paid a bit of a price for it, and I see it for what it is, and I see why people do it, why I did it, and I know it's not the answers, and the answers, or I know it's not the best way. So I'm trying to figure out how to pare things down as much as I can and find what I need with my circumstances the way they are. So if I need more calm in my household, then I need to try to convince the other people in my household that this is how we can live together, with more calm.
Lead by example. The key is always finding the things that nourish our emotions. If we don't do that, when you're fasting, everything comes to the surface, right? And that's why we see people going cuckoo, because they're not nourishing their emotions. They're not putting the focus on it on a consistent basis, on a daily basis, to nourish the emotions. What you're doing with the homeschooling and the gardening and stuff like that. All this stuff nourishes the emotions. I'm sure you agree it helps you.
Yeah, the being outside is the most helpful. I am so affected by four walls now. It's unreal. I can feel myself completely relax when I am outside, when I am amongst trees. And it's surreal. I even went to go look at somebody was showing a church area where we could set up shop indoors if we wanted to, and I couldn't wait to get out. There weren't enough windows, there wasn't enough light, and I just needed to be outside, and I feel that so much now. And my kids are like that too, and probably all kids would be if given the chance. So yeah, the outdoors really helps. Being around, not being around people with masks all the time really helps too. So when I schedule lots of events, it's nice because even though I'm very busy and that's not really necessarily the calm I want, it still puts me in a world where that other stuff isn't going on. I'm not going to have immediate anxiety with certain aspects of life right now. But I really, I can feel how everything feels so backwards when you sense where we should be intuitively while fasting. We can feel this, and then we look at what we're charged with in life in this realm right now, and it's just, it seems so backwards or in contrast, dichotomy.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah.
It's, we're in a eating, a consuming world, right?
Yeah, it's all consumption.
And fasting is a first and foremost spiritual journey, which reveals all. And this is why you don't see a majority of people embracing a fasting lifestyle. Too much is being revealed that they're not ready to face. We're not ready to face. So, um, if
It's yeah.
we have to make that choice of what what's our uh,
Priorities.
yeah, our priorities in our lives. Is it the physicality, the materialism, or is it spirit? And you can see right away when you start fasting uh, what the people will be interested in. After a very short time, you'll see what their interest is.
Yeah. I mean, many people do enjoy the fasting.
But not as a lifestyle.
Yeah,
They'll do it as an
a
event.
long event, they can do it, and they enjoy the benefits. But then when they start eating again, it feels like a trap, and it's of course much harder to fast again once you're eating. It's much easier to fast and dry fast when you're in the fast, especially a longer one, than when you're on and off eating. It's definitely more challenging. The more eating days, the more challenging it is for sure.
Has anybody been on the season change drive?
No.
The
No.
full moon just passed last weekend. Mm,
These are the times where, when we work with the cycles of nature and the universe, we are in much more powerful, harmonious situation.
yeah, even like do your best, 3 day.
Yeah, whatever you can do. I'm
Whatever
just
you
saying,
can
it's
do.
the cycles are very, very important, and we've always been talking about them in MFS. I started mine a little bit late. I'm on day 3 of my
Season.
season change. So, these are very, very powerful. I kept my fast through the season changes for the last 31 years. I've missed very, very few in all these years. And it's something I always am looking forward to, generally. But when you understand the basic concept of working through the dry cycles and then washing and so on and so forth, um, everything makes much more sense. The dry is where everything happens, as we've talked about. Everything happens in the dry, even though you don't see it manifesting during the dry.
You'll see it
You'll,
after.
you'll see it
Start
after
wash.
coming through when you start washing out
Yeah.
the obstructions that were been taken care of through the dry fast, and that's why they're so important. So that's why we highly recommend people stick to the cycles of daily, weekly, monthly season change as best they possibly can, and work with that and expand it over the months and years slowly.
Mm.
You know, so he's jumping in head over heels. And we've not seen any good over it. Hello, Ranka.
I just wanted to jump in just for a second, if I may.
Absolutely.
I fall apart on the third day. I try every weekend from Thursday 5 p.m. I do Friday 5 p.m. pretty good. Saturday 5 p.m. and by Sunday morning I'm done. I can't make it till 5 p.m.
What do you mean you're dry?
Yes.
You're dry till 5 p.m.?
Well, Thursday 5 p.m. till Friday 5 p.m. and then Saturday. But by Sunday morning I'm done.
That's quite a bit of dry for every week. Is it weekly?
Yeah, so far.
Quite a bit of dry. Huh?
3 days?
Yeah, and that's what I've been doing or trying to do. The first few, about 6 of them, I made it till Sunday 5 p.m. But the last 3, I haven't been able to.
It's quite a bit of dry. That's why your body eventually will tell you it's too much. Yeah, I would do less.
Okay. So that's why I'm not doing the season change.
It's hard to do it for a long time when you do it this way.
The season, like with the monthly, we do the bigger squeeze, and the season change, we go even bigger. This is give the body the time through the cycles. Very powerful. Working up to 3 days a week took me decades. 3 days dry a week.
It's heavy. I did it for a bit and then it was too much a while ago. And then yeah, it's too much.
No, it's not too much. It's
for,
just
for you, but
it just takes time to get to the development
like
of the physical, mental, and emotional bodies to work with it. That's all it is.
it's not hard, definitely, but it's when you get used to it, it's easy. But it's like it's deep and fast, and you lose a lot of weight, and like big changes too much too fast, and it's really unnecessary.
If you're losing a lot of weight, you're not ready.
No, very interesting that through weekly, regular, master fasting and then dry fasting, I lost very little, maybe 5 pounds over the last 2 months. That's nothing, right? I'm keeping my weight, but I find that these dry fasts, these last few weeks, have been almost like cumulative. Instead of, you were saying it should get easier, right? But it's not. It's actually getting harder. Almost as if I'm climbing a mountain in the first few miles. We're cool. Oh yeah, this is easy. I can master this. But
Physically or emotionally?
emotionally, mostly.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just I just don't want to talk to anyone, and I have to babysit my grandson, and I don't want him to feel okay. That's enough. Physically, no weakness. I'm just done with it. I'm just done. This is the feeling that I have.
Yeah. Well, this is where you have to focus on nourishing the emotion, as we were just talking earlier. If we don't nourish the emotion, we're gonna go cuckoo. So how do you nourish the emotion? In many ways.
I don't know. I have a beautiful family. I love my husband dearly. He's my sunshine. I have a really good job, although I just lost it, but okay, so it's stressful. But I thought I was in a good place emotionally, but I get so moody and edgy. Woo. And the vertigo, that's when it started. And then I got a stabbing earache the next week. I'm like, what is this about?
Yeah, lots of stuff working itself out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is the vertigo gone?
Yeah, finally. Although I do have this whiff of it. It's like, oh no, it cannot be. When I'm in bed and turn around and I just feel that movement, it's like, oh no, not back again. So I tested by sitting up and standing up, and it's not there. So I might be just too fearful of it.
So you're doing a full master fast?
No, I do eat 2 days a week. I eat fruit, orange juice, and cucumber salad with a little bit of soy sauce. Well, not soy sauce. It's Bragg's.
Bread,
Yeah.
salty? Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, I'm craving the salt. Yeah, that's true. Do you think that might be it?
The
The
salt,
Bragg's is, yeah, it's pretty. It's that's made with
coconut,
soybean.
Aminos.
It's Bragg's.
coconut aminos. It's coconut.
Bragg's. It's made with soybeans, I believe.
Soy sauce, or you're talking about soy
Bragg's
sauce?
aminos.
There's coconut aminos and there is soy sauce.
Which one did you say, Veronica?
Yeah, they have both. Bread.
She's frozen.
Yeah, she's frozen.
We lost her.
Bragg's has coconut aminos and has soy sauce as well. But
I've had problems craving the saltier stuff as well.
yeah, salt is it's nice.
Salt is more addictive than sugar for a lot of people.
Yep.
Especially with drinking juice, right? Fruit juice. We want the saltiness kind of.
Yeah. We were trying out some different condiments so we could buy mustards and ketchups and sauces, because there's some nice brands that you can recognize all the ingredients in there, and I cook for the family, so we tried them. We got very attached to them, and sure enough, the ingredients are, a lot of sodium. So oh yeah, my daughter wanted me to tell you that the ketchup had sugar in it. So
Well, ketchup is full of sugar.
yeah, I mean, it was, I don't know what kind. It wasn't the bad, really bad kind, but yeah.
Organic.
Actually, there's she well, okay, so we ordered these other sauces from a Canadian company, and they're Indian, most of them are Indian flavored. So you can, again, it's very simple ingredients that they use, so it's 6 ingredients maybe, and they are very authentically flavored. And so it's kind of like having that restaurant experience again, but now inside your home and with okay ingredients. And the thing is, at first it was fun and entertaining, and then it became habitual.
I was just going to say that when we start trying to mimic taste from the past, and then we start getting cravings for that stuff,
Yeah.
I used to do, when I used to do my big salads with sprouts and stuff and grains, I used to get a portion of that salad and blend it and, with a little bit of lemon, and that would be my dressing.
Yeah.
The same stuff, just blend it.
Mm-hmm.
Lemon juice, maybe some.
And, it worked for me. I did that for years. People are looking for all these different kinds of recipes and for condiments, whatever. You can use herbs. You can use, spices, herbs.
Yeah. And so it's hard to have that stuff around in the house.
Yeah,
We just, So I'm trying to get all of us away from it now.
Most of them have salt and oil, right?
This one, it's very low sodium for what it is, yeah, and there's almost no oil. Yeah, it's very, it's
There,
it's it's not like anything else. Hmm.
it's there. Oil and salt. The oils, the fats are the most addictive, probably, out of everything, and salt is right there next to it. You know,
Yeah.
oil, salt, and sugar. The three top.
These are like the typical sauces, but usually if you go to a health food store, you find different kinds. But there's usually salt almost always.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
yeah. The best is to make your own.
Yeah.
Yeah. We stocked up on a lot of things with, the so-called, I don't know, shortages or shutdowns we thought were going to happen.
Yeah.
And it was sort of like a weird opportunity to sort of, for lack of a better word, indulge in things that we wouldn't normally, and sort of have this comfort level through the food. And so I was making a lot of hot food dishes versus having fruit-based meals, and living basically a raw till four lifestyle. But I really want to move the family again back towards simplicity, and certainly growing our food is a huge impact also, because all of these sauces and refined uh, food, quote unquote, foods that we use are just not there in nature. And so to make a sauce, you'd need so many pieces of tomato, or and you'd have to have so many bushes at one time that you'd harvest at the same time to make this one jar. And so yet here we are craving it. Here we are, pasta and sauce. Who doesn't know pasta and sauce? Sauce. So it's so expected. It's in our words, it's in our palate, it's in the restaurants, it's on your table, but it doesn't resonate with what's really happening when you have to grow it. So there's lots of members of my family who have a hard time letting go of it. I think all of us do to some extent, really, but
There's there are very few products on the market that are pretty good. They don't have too much crap in them. The oils, man, there's they do numbers on me anyway.
yeah.
And especially,
Yeah, I can't touch it. I don't touch oil at all, really. And I have zero craving anymore for coconut. Anything with coconut that's too heavy. But I've cooked a lot of collard greens and kale for my kids with teriyaki, kind of a teriyaki sauce. It's coconut aminos and some other seasoning in it. But it's interesting. Yeah, it's palatable. Well, that's because there's salt all over it.
yep, very tasty.
It's really amazing when you look at all the things that you used to consume, and things that were entertaining, and yeah, without salt and sugars. And
The more simple we eat, the less things we'll crave. It's always it's backwards of everything else.
yeah.
The more we variety and stuff, the more we want.
This is more.
Less is all. Everybody has to find their own balance with all these different choices that we have.
The resets are so important for the family members equally. So yes, we can have some of these sauces, but at the same time, let's take a step back after a few days, and now let's enjoy the simple things that and then it's hard for them too emotionally to detach from it.
sure.
Yep.
It makes me think about how maybe the resets for our older generations from thousands of years ago maybe were that they didn't find food at that moment. So maybe there were days and then that was their reset. And so when they found that one incredible berry, it was so incredible and they weren't craving a salty dish of pasta and sauce, or it wasn't in their within their realm of understanding, but there
I'm sure they went through many, times of fasting and then feasting, right?
yeah.
Because, like as you said, there's not food available 24/7 like we have now. And then this is
Ugh.
for living in this type of societies. It's everywhere. No matter where you turn, there's food. Everything revolves around eating.
I have found some enjoyment talking to a young mom in my group who's 20 years younger than me. And she has had fasting experience. And I have to say, it is so enjoyable to meet somebody in the flesh, in your presence that knows that feeling and knows the nuances and um, stumbling blocks and highs that come with it. And it's been interesting to have conversations with her about it. And we've tried to start fasting together too.
Awesome. The fasting lifestyle it's not attractive for most people.
Well,
People are looking to fix something with a fast.
Usually.
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah.
long time no see.
You.
Yeah, it's fasting is. I love for freaking fasting.
Yeah, we do take breaks sometimes.
When I see so much negative of people's experience with fasting, that's where they're at. They just not ready to, let go of things and face
Like
things.
during the fast.
It's during, after, whatever, as a lifestyle. It's just, like I said, when I read Darnell Aird's book, I understood it was a lifestyle. It was very clear to me. There was no question mark. This is a fast. This is a lifestyle, and I embraced it. Even no matter, with all the major challenges I went through, I embraced it, and I kept going. Somebody who gets bedridden for fasting, they'll turn it into voodoo, man. They'll never, because they don't have the understanding of what's going on, and they'll never do it again. They'll be, 7-day-a-week eaters back to that for the rest of their lives. And some of them, there's that little light that goes on, and they embrace it. But it's interesting. It's interesting
It's
watching
easy to
tens of
forget.
thousands of people go through fast. It's very interesting.
It's easy to
Nothing's
forget.
changed, like I said, in over 3 decades. It's only gotten worse as people having responsibility for their health. It's sad to say, but that's the way. It's the way it is. It's the way we've experienced.
It's easy to forget.
Yeah, easy to
Once you
forget.
once you start eating again.
So spirit is spiritual. Is a spiritual life your most important thing that you're looking for? If that is in fasting, you're going to embrace it. That's the only difference I see from people who embrace fasting and people who don't, is the spirit. Look at um, the different religions, like Muslims, they practice the Ramadan every year, right? Which is they do a 24-hour fast for 30 days. Was it?
No, about 12 hours, but it's when you're awake, so you feel it. When you're sleeping, it's easy. But when you're awake,
that's coming up shortly, isn't it?
It's now.
Ramadan shortly, isn't it? Was it 12th or 13th or something?
that's right. Yeah, so because it's during the day, especially in the Middle East, it's very hot, right? And so like from dawn to sunset, you go to work, you go to school, you do everything normally. Maybe the schools are shorter, maybe the work is shorter, but you still have to do it. And you come home and you're so thirsty, especially, back then, we ate pretty much typical food when we broke our fast. And
Very hard.
you get thirsty. You get very thirsty the day after because you're dehydrated.
Yeah, a lot of people are feasting on all kinds of stuff and very, very high rates of diabetes and so on and so forth.
Yeah, even
in those
without
cultures.
feasting, it's you get dehydrated. It depends what you eat, right? If you eat a salad, it still has salt. A soup,
Yeah,
it's
the
salty.
more obstructive. Um,
But many people lose weight,
and then-
if they're conscious in Ramadan. Many Arabs lose weight because they control it a bit. There's like they break with dates, and then they have a salad and a soup maybe, and sometimes they stop there. They do it as a diet.
and then some people live with 2 days a week, right? They do.
Right,
They
every
fast.
Monday, every Thursday.
They fast 2 days a week.
Muhammad
So
used to do it.
that's there's over 1 billion Muslims around the world. In the Christianity, well, I mean, Roman Catholic, when we grew up, when Lent came, which we're in it now, right?
Yeah, Easter.
It's the 40 days where Christ was in the desert. In the Roman Catholic religion, they basically say, okay, for the 40 days, you need to give up something. So one thing you give up, and that's your fast. So you give up meat, or you give up pizza, or whatever, some of your favorite stuff. And that's the way they do it. Originally,
Meatless Fridays. Usually it's Friday. Right?
yeah, meatless Friday, stuff like that, right? So I don't know how it came out to be originally when it was developed.
More strict, maybe.
But everything's been influenced through the
Yeah, some people do vegetarian, right, or vegan.
this Luciferian agendas. So it's infiltrated everything. It's very interesting.
But yeah, but we know the truth in our hearts, and fasting.
You either love fasting or you don't. There's no in betweens. This lifestyle is very powerful. If you want miracles, live a fasting lifestyle. There's nothing that comes close to it. There's no science that'll, you can't even put them in anywhere near the same category.
Science. Yeah, like it's impossible almost to explain what happens, right?
Well, the science have it all figured out. That's why everybody's wearing masks.
It's all right. Compassion.
Science is, yeah, we have compassion for them until they're infringing on our basic freedoms. It's crazy times, but we're going through major transformative times and lessons for all of us to embrace and learn from. A lot of good things are happening. A lot of good things are happening out there. People are waking up. It's the ones who are in a deep sleep, nothing's going to wake them up. Only miraculous divine intervention. They're too much in a deep sleep, but
Divine intervention is the one and only thing that can wake us up, anyways, right?
it's interesting how much some people are in such a fearful state. It's like, wow, stop watching the news. But anyway, let's just we got a question here.
Yeah.
Eliana just gave up cigarettes on my 5-day fast, and I will not go back to smoking. Awesome. I never ever tell people to stop smoking. If you start fasting, your body will tell you it's enough. Start using a lot of ozone, you won't be smoking. Or you'll be coughing your brains out. Sharon, one blood equals one love.
That's right. Humanity. Right?
Yeah, we all have the same blood running through our veins. Awesome. Which is the sewer system attached to emotion. That's why I guess it's there. How much cigarettes were you smoking, Ileana? Daily? Would you pack a day, a couple cigarettes a day? It's smoking. Most of my friends growing up used to smoke. It's very interesting being a non-smoker around them. I could never. I tried it. Could never understand how people could do it and get addicted to it. Never made me feel good. Lightheadedness and dizziness I
The
got,
smell of the hands.
and then the smell. I just couldn't understand how people did it. But as we know, came out years later, they designed them to keep you very addictive, and they're still selling them, still legal.
2 packs a day.
You were smoking
Mm.
2 packs? Wow.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
For a while, yeah.
And then what? And then just
Then it was just the addiction that took over.
Yeah.
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 well, thank God.
Sometimes more. Some nights were some of
The drinking.
the big 4 packs.
Yeah, same with my friends. As soon as we went out drinking, they'd be smoking even more. Ileana, 1 pack will last me 3 days. Okay, not too bad.
Never had a pack one last
They-
3
they-
days.
They do have organic cigarettes made from organic tobacco with no chemicals, etc. I've actually tried them, and they're completely different. Their taste and so on and so forth, very smooth.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I can't smoke. I'm not a smoker. But if somebody, that would be the better choice to go to that. I'm just saying until the body says it's enough, instead of putting the corporate chemicals through you, because the regular cigarettes have like 1,000 different chemicals in
Oh
it.
yeah.
It's like crazy.
Designed for addiction.
Yeah, it triggers
It's crazy.
the brain to crave.
Yep.
So you're not going to get that with the natural tobacco, or if you have your capabilities of growing your own, which all the old timers used to do, and then dry it up and roll it up. So, but smoking is interesting if you think about the breath is the emotion, right? You feed the emotion. It's that feeling of feeding the emotion. And that's why it can become so addictive. And
Mhm.
It doesn't go away either. I can go by somebody and just get just a certain whiff of it, and it's like just triggers it.
yeah,
Mm. It doesn't go away.
And it's been probably 15 or 16 years since I've had a cigarette.
Steve, I agree with you. It's just like the food or any other addiction. They never go away.
No.
We have
It's
to
true.
learn how to manage it. That's it. If we don't have that desire to manage it and live a better life, we're gonna fall back into that very easily. Look at how many people with the food.
The food is the tough one,
I-
more than the cigarettes.
I've had many people in the last 3+ decades say to me, I'd rather die than not eat this and that. Many people, and a lot of them are not around anymore.
They got their wish.
Yeah.
Yep.
They just wouldn't change their dietary habits. So that's how the power of addiction, right? You know, changing your diet. I've changed my diet. I don't know how many freaking times. You know, a few times almost killed me, but it was it was for moving towards bettering myself, not to kill myself. But that's the entrapment of false information out there, which there's a lot of. But yeah, the eating thing is it's pretty interesting. You know, just growing up, I go back to growing up playing outside and never even thought about food. It was just energy and just keep going and going and going.
But when
Right.
you ate, you enjoyed it.
Of course,
Your mama's food.
mama's food, nothing like it.
And then you became an addict.
Mama's food is the best food.
Until you went back to play again.
Especially when they're good cooks.
Mix it with love.
Yeah, and they're putting the plaf in there, right? It makes it even better. So, eating's interesting, very interesting.
Emotions.
But we can all work around it. All of us can do it, no problem. We're just gonna have some challenges, but it's possible. It's always better when you have the people you live with on the same page. That's going to make it easier. If everybody is doing something different, it's going to be challenging. And you know, a lot of people these days, the younger generations, like my son and daughter, they're going you know, into veganism a lot. It's big changes from when I was growing up,
Generation.
you know, and a lot of them, you know, they would never have thought they'd be doing it, you know, 5-10 years ago. They thought we were crazy.
Because they grew up differently, right?
And now, you know, the people are opening up to the information and seeing that, you know,
Why not?
why do we have to kill all these animals and so on and so forth, you know, just to feed ourselves? Doesn't make any sense. Any comment on
So destructive too, just the so taxing on the environment, especially the meat industry.
Yeah. You know, if everybody would reduce their meat consumption to once a week, you know the dramatic change that would make? You know how many animals are killed every year? What is it? Is it billions every year? Billions of animals are slaughtered for food. It's a lot of animals.
Well, you just about fish the oceans out, right?
Oh, geez.
The population in the ocean is decimated. Right off the East Coast used to be the most. Oh, you go back into the when we first came over here, you could just reach your hand in and pull them out. Now they're gone. George's Bank is just wiped out.
Sad. We're so destructive to this planet. You know, if
I just was seeing something. I think I don't know, it was where I saw it just the other day. The two last northern white rhinos. There's 2 left.
Yeah.
And how they have to protect the hell out of them because they're still. Can you imagine now that one person out there wants that last horn ever that's going to be on this planet? They have to protect them from that. That's just insanity.
I know.
They killed them for the stupid horn, the ivory.
Yep. We are a wonderful species. But we're growing
We're learning.
and we're learning. And
At the expense of all the other species.
I hope that we snap out of this as a whole as humanity and stop, destroying this planet and all its species because it's so unnecessary. It's, um, you know, eating 7 days a week is really something of the science fiction movies. I don't know. It's nobody needs to eat 7 days a week.
Process of letting go, right? Especially when it's addicted.
And you have groups who are trying to quote feed the hungry, and these people who are the hungry are obese and sickly looking, and yet the ones who are grateful are proclaiming that they needed this stuff, and such a great irony happening. I'm contemplating, do I want to be involved with any of these groups that are feeding people?
No. No, because they're not doing it for the right reason.
Mm.
What do you mean by that, Steve?
Oh, it's just it's a freaking racket like everything else is. All these groups, there's very few groups out there that are doing it altruistically. Very.
Yeah, I found somebody who's doing it out of their home and rescuing food trash from grocery stores and redistributing it.
See that I could support, but not when it becomes organized and then it's just,
Yeah. No, it's not organized like that. Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about
Mhm.
small groups. But when it becomes part of the industry,
Corporate charity?
yeah, it's just bullshit.
Yeah, you gotta. There's not many that are doing it for the charity. If you look at some of the what do you call them? The presidents of these corps, they're making all kinds of money. Salvation Army, the guy takes a regular
That's about the best organization out there.
measly salary, yeah, and it's a
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
real one. There's another one up here. My mother was supporting. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, you have to do your research before giving money to any. Salvation Army is a good one. That and it's surprising being that big. It's still, most of the money goes to helping people. So I've given stuff to Salvation Army, but yeah, they're out there. There's not a lot of them, but they're out there. There's a few good ones. If you guys know any other ones at the top of your head.
I have to say goodnight, so just wanted to say bye.
All right, Lisa.
And
Thanks for coming.
good to talk to you all.
Stay warm down there in your cold.
Yeah. Take care. Bye.
Yeah,
We got some cool weather here too.
yeah. Cold today. Not real cold, but
I like the crisp. I like the cold now.
Was it nice outside today?
The sun's shining, beautiful. When the sun is shining and it's cold, it's just awesome.
we were in the 30s. 30. Didn't get much above freezing today.
Yeah, we're around the freezing mark.
Still 65 in the greenhouse though.
Nice. Did you make your own greenhouse?
Pat,
You built your own?
it was a kit.
Oh, you bought a kit.
Yeah.
Is it plastic walls?
Oh yeah, plastic. Yeah, panels. Yeah.
Double plastic? So what is it? Just frames and put them together?
It's 8 by 16. Yeah, 8 by 16.
Nice.
Then I built a deck to put it on, keep it off because I couldn't plant in the ground anyway, it's all trash. So I got a big deck back there. That thing's 9 by 20. And then along each side, each 16-foot side, I built growing beds. They're about, they fit a tray, so 22 inches, about 2 feet. And they're like 6 inches deep.
Nice.
I got a lot of plants in there right now.
Mhm.
You got shelves in there?
Yes. Yeah, I built everything.
Steve, post some pictures on the board if you can.
I will.
Thank.
Inspiration.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we may be heading for some times that if you want to eat, you got to grow your own food.
Why not if you can?
Well, things I've been eating for a while now. I can't believe how the cost of everything from the last time I was eating. It's just crazy.
It's gone nuts.
It's just it's skyrocketing. The price of it is skyrocketing.
Everything's gone up.
It's really expensive to eat. Really expensive.
Especially compared to fasting as well, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's even more of a
Big-
spread.
big
Huge
con-
more.
big contrast.
Mass fasting is way cheaper now than
Oh,
the juice went
by
up.
far.
The herbs they've went up. Our costs went up a lot. We still haven't changed the prices, but it's not how long we're gonna be able to maintain it. Not much longer. Everything's going crazy. Everything
The juice is also up, but it went down again, right? The last time,
went up to 50 cents.
just quite a bit.
You got to try and get it if it's on sale, but when you order in bulk, it's kind of hard to do because sometimes
Oh,
it
for
takes
sale?
time to get in and the sale's over. So they don't.
And they wouldn't give you more than a couple of cases, right? On the sale.
Yeah, oh yeah, they
right?
won't
They
give
wouldn't
you
allow you,
they won't give you the whole shebang on sale.
We did once, but
Yeah, and he says no, we can't do that anymore. I don't know. I guess they don't make much off it. I don't know,
Mhm.
but it's food. We don't spend much money on food at all,
Well, when we're fasting,
even when eating.
when I'm eating, I do. I overeat sometimes.
Yeah, it's
Surprisingly, I've gotten some pretty good melons.
Melons.
from where are they growing?
South America.
Which ones?
I got honeydew, that's Guatemala. Cantaloupe, Guatemala. I think the watermelon is Guatemala. I forgot where. I got a couple of nice papayas finally, and ripe ones, really good ripe ones. I don't remember where they're from, Costa Rica maybe.
That all may be coming to an end.
Yeah,
Enjoy.
I don't have any fruit growing here at all. It's just all greens and vegetables.
Start planting some trees.
Another room,
You don't have room?
not for trees, no.
Oh, really? Not even dwarf? A couple of dwarfs?
Man, maybe. Maybe in the front yard.
Cherries are awesome. Where we grew up, we had a cherry tree, the white cherries. Oh man, just pick up things when they come in season.
They should be coming soon.
Cherries.
Cherries are
Northwest, yes, the ones, yeah, Northwest cherries. Just about this time, soon.
Maybe.
yeah, we get them up here around June when they're ripe in Ontario.
2 months.
See what they cost this year. Because usually when they first come out, they're not even worth buying because they have no flavor to them. But they're like $8, $9 a pound.
Yeah, the prices go crazy on cherries when they first come out. They just rape you. Yeah, you just wait a couple.
They just bought grapes. They were $3 a pound.
Yeah, yeah. It's the cheap days are gone.
I found water, not water, pineapples. I just canned more pineapple because they went on sale again. Screw it, I'll just put them up. I don't care. Well, I just watch the sale. If it goes on, I buy it and I can it. 98 cents a piece.
Man, you must have a lot of jars.
Yeah. 1,000 over.
How many?
On the shelf right now, there's over 1,000.
Wow.
Yep.
Awesome.
They don't go bad, right?
No, not for a long time.
You keep them.
I have done, or I joined a canning site on Facebook, and people are finding jars that they forgot about 7, 8, 9 years. They're opening them up and they're just fine. As long as you just process everything right and it's a tested recipe, usually you're pretty good.
Yeah, as long as the seal don't break, they're good.
They probably get better with age,
Yeah.
Some do.
like the garlic.
So where are we at? Where are we? April? So I've been doing that. I've been canning now for 12, 16 months. So that kind of canning.
Wow.
To build up to what I wanted to build up.
Very good.
Quite a bit in 1 year. A lot of work.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is off topic. What about food dogs? You know, dogs are considered carnivores. That's controversial. Dogs, they say, are omnivores. So it's not a true carnivore. A cat's true carnivore. So a dog they will eat plants and so on and so forth in the wild. You know, the omnivores, like a pig, they'll eat anything, plants, animals, whatever's available. The when we um, put the animals on the masterfast system, the dogs and so on and so forth. You know, some people are not doing it with any flesh.
Hmm. So
They
there's
do-
an option.
They do fine. There's people who have vegetarian dogs, and there's people who actually have fruitarian dogs.
And even cats are heard.
Yeah, I know they do, but I don't know. I guess everything's possible, but for the most part, they don't do well. Um, it'd have to be
It's gonna be more like a fasting state with a little bit of
with the
fruit.
cat. I think if it was emotionally nourished, it would be able to do it. But you know, they're pretty independent. So, Ilyana, they're omnivores.
Olga Podorovskaya's dog, Leta, is living on juices for 3 years now.
Yeah,
Vegetable juices and coconut water.
There you go.
so he's drinking.
Nothing else.
Yep.
No
Alright.
water, just juices, but like carrots, beets, and cheap stuff because she doesn't want to spend too much money on it. And then when they go to a tropical climate, or they used to, they would just coconut water. That's it. And the dog has so much energy, very strong. To try to hold the dog, it's a big one. It's an Irish setter kind of thing. Hold the dog. The guy was having trouble holding it to not to go to get the food, not the food, the juice. Very energetic.
Amazing.
I know. Just juices, no chewing.
Yeah, I know. I remember. I
remember
seen
breatharian her. I heard about it being breatharian. But
I
mean,
seen
I
her
guess it is.
videos years ago.
or she's training him to be a breatharian right now,
Yeah.
right? It's a training process.
Ileana, I must disagree. Dogs are carnivores. My dogs did great on raw food. Yeah, they can eat
They
raw
can.
meat. Yeah, but they're omnivore means they can eat meat, they can eat plants, or whatever is available. They're not true carnivores, meaning they only eat meat. Omnivore will eat whatever's available.
Yeah, there are
So
some vegan
you can
dogs.
agree, you can agree or disagree. You can do some research and you'll find both. You'll find people saying they're carnivores and people saying omnivores. So what's the truth? The truth is, what do they eat in the wild? And go look at all the different species of dogs and what they eat in the wild. There's
Yeah.
some species like the African wild dog. They eat only meat, I believe. If you do some research on them,
Yeah, but
they hunt in packs.
they're probably like us. They can also be on liquids for a long time, maybe for good.
You know, and most carnivores don't eat daily. They have a big meal and they go for several days or more till their next meal. So you know,
It's too much to
fast,
digest.
fast
All the
and feast.
protein. The
That's
protein
the way a
takes
lot
a
of nature works. Huh?
it takes a long time to digest the meat. That's one thing I think appeals to people in keto and paleo is that they're less hungry because it does take a while, I believe, to digest the food, the meats and the fats.
Oh, anything's
The protein and
obstructive
the fat.
is fulfilled. It sits there.
I can see less cravings as well with meats and fats because I'm sure the food combining has to do with all that. Like when you have the carbs with the protein and the fat, it's gonna be fermenting. Whereas
They used to eat a lot of meat. Oh, God. That was one of the meat and potatoes. That's it.
growing up, yeah.
Yeah, I had my share.
We all did.
Oh yeah.
Sunday afternoon roast beef dinner. Mom's roast beef.
You still taste it.
Yeah, it was really good. I could never duplicate it. Never. And I know how to cook. I could never duplicate it.
Did she give you the recipe?
There wasn't nothing there really. It's just the way she did it. I don't know.
Yeah,
No.
it's the pilaf.
Yeah. A beef roast, green beans, and mashed potatoes and gravy. Very basic.
Simple and delicious. Yeah, food tastes good.
We love eating, but we love fasting way more.
That went easy though. When I started after I got sober, and just the evolution of everything. The meat started dropping off immediately.
Yeah, the meat's pretty easy. It's fish is one thing.
Not even consciously trying it. It was just dropping,
Yeah, fish is more addictive than meat for most people, and the cheeses, those are
Oh, yeah, I ate a lot of cheese.
very addictive.
Yeah, the fish, yeah. When I tried it after eating vegan for a while, and I got cravings for it sometimes.
I hate fish though. That was never a problem. I don't like fish. Never did.
Really?
Yeah, never.
I mean, it smells bad.
It's not supposed to smell if it's fresh.
Still, it has this little
Butter. I could never eat butter. I never eat butter. I hated butter.
or cheesecake, or it's just too heavy.
Hi, Christine. jump into meditation if you guys want to join. If you have anything else you want to
Yeah.
talk? We
I
did.
just, yeah, I just, I was thinking when I fasted for 36 days, one of the things I realized is that when people were feeding me, somehow, it was like their love in feeding me was enriching me. I knew it. I understood that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, the
But
socialized aspect of the eating is the more important than the eating itself.
mhm.
Giving and receiving, right?
But I was saying that, my daughter was like 6 and came up with this song that said, when mothers and daughters start talking to each other, then we'll see no more homeless men in the street. And at the time I was, I appreciate more and more what she came up with at that age, as I grow. Because I think, yeah, what my mom knew how to do, what my grandma knew how to do, it's like, don't talk, eat, chew, swallow, here, eat this, there was no real dialogues or, building things together so much. It was about eating. And now we're trying to go beyond that. So my birthday is now. So rather than, the kids, we get together, we'd always go to a restaurant or something where we're going to go boating instead. We're going to go canoeing, kayaking instead of eating and have that adventure with each other.
Nice.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Oh, it's your birthday today.
Well, the 31st was, but we keep celebrating it. I have
29,
friends.
29, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Friends took me for a foot massage, an hour-long foot massage.
nice.
I
Awesome.
worried about the person who was doing it, but I couldn't believe how different I felt. How all
Yeah.
those nerve endings in the bottom of your feet. Yeah, that was pretty amazing. And then I'll post a video. We meet on the beach to jump into the ocean before the sun comes up. And the women I do that with, yeah, it's a video where they're singing happy birthday and they decide they're gonna create a barber sandwich and everyone piles in on top of each other. And you can feel the joy being together, laughing and hugging at that time in the morning. A lot of singing and dancing. I don't know. Somehow the sunrise just kind of pulls that stuff out of people.
Sunshine does.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Puts a smile on everybody's face.
I really appreciate. I know this is the happening, but I really appreciate you guys
Thank you.
a lot. And I know I'm happy when I'm dry fasting, when I'm fasting, and I love that.
Yeah, it's it's very powerful when you have people on the same wavelength in this fasting lifestyle.
Mhm.
You're doing it on your own. Yeah, you can do it on your own, but especially today's world. It's very challenging for people. Very challenging. So it's awesome to have people that are like-minded together.
I don't know
Mhm.
anybody around here. Nobody.
Yeah.
And it's exciting when I'm doing yoga and everybody's so much younger than me, because I'm 71, I'm so old. But I'm finding that some things I couldn't do a week ago, I could do now. That is so exciting.
Yeah, well, once you're doing like yoga and you start fasting, you're gonna know the truth.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're gonna go, wow. And then you eat and you go, oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Food does. Ah,
Try your yoga on a dry fast.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. And then you start. That's the experience starts giving you the understanding of how food interacts with the physical, mental, and emotional body.
Yeah.
It just does. No.
Spiritual too.
Unless you're in a state of being able to change matter at will, instantaneously, it's going to affect you. It's going to affect you. So all is well. We
Yes.
we keep learning as we go along, and we keep discovering new things and so on and so forth. And it's all good.
Mhm.
Oh, Steve,
Yeah.
you're along.
That's coming. The bruise is almost gone, so
Yay.
just about straightened out, almost,
There you go.
almost.
Keep using the comfrey.
Yeah. I go in a week from Tuesday, I go, that'll be 6 weeks. So. Should be in physical therapy after that.
Must have been a pretty hard shot.
Oh, it's a big knot on it now. I don't know what that is, but that's all right. I can use it. I've been using it.
That's good.
I just can't I couldn't do a push-up. I can't put that kind of pressure on it. I won't take it.
Yeah.
But I can lift with it. It's funny, it's weird, but that way it won't go.
Yeah, in time. Don't worry.
No, I'm happy with where it's at.
Eliana, hey guys, does anyone experience buffing on this live Zoom? Buffing, what do you mean? Buffering?
Background noise, maybe?
I don't know. Everything's fine on this end. So let's get in a comfortable position. Spine erect, straight up. Or if you want, you can lie down. Many ways to meditate. There's meditation in motion as well. Doing something you love doing and just consciously putting yourself in that meditative state. You can be in meditative state working, whatever. It's your choice. Make the decision to put yourself in that state, and you will. It's always nice to make yourself quiet and sit down or lie down, and especially when there's many people doing together, very powerful. So let's focus on the breath. It's very interesting when you are in a fasting state and how much easier it is to control the breathing. Let's take the breath in from the tailbone, going up the spine. On the inhale, up to the top of the head. On the exhale, down the front of the body, back around the groin to the tailbone. Inhale, up the spine. Exhale, down the front. 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 Put your hands in any mudra you like, keeping the tongue in the roof of the mouth, or roll it back and suck on it. Very powerful. Completes the circuit of energy flow. Let's bring our focus down to the area below the belly button. Just focus the breath in that area. If you like, you can create a mini tornado, spinning counterclockwise. Let's move our attention to the genitals. With each breath, we go deeper and deeper, bringing balance to that area. If the mind wanders, just bring it back. Consciously focus on that area. Let's move our attention to the perineum. Let's move our attention to the tailbone. Let's move our attention up to the kidney area. Go up the spine to the middle of the shoulders. Shoulder blades. Let's go up the spine to the atlas where the skull meets the spine. Let's bring the attention to the top of the head. Move the attention to the third eye, front of the forehead. Let's move our focus to the thyroid area, voice box. Let's move our attention to the heart chakra. Strongest physical fields come from the heart. Send out plaf from these fields. Let's move down to the solar plexus. Let's start cycling the breath again from the tailbone up the spine. Exhale down the front. Inhale up the spine. Exhale down the front. Inhale up the spine. Exhale down the front. Keep cycling the breath like that. If you like, form a nice plasma ball. All your intent and emotion, just build the strength of that bow. And when ready, you can let it go. Nourish the planet.
Oof.
Gone like the wind. Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Till next time.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Let's keep that plasma love always flowing. The planet sure needs it.
For sure. More than ever.
All right, Steve, Barbara, have a good one.
Good night.
Everybody else on Facebook, ciao, ciao. Melania, Paula, etc. Ciao, ciao.